All right, first up, we've got Michael. Good old Michael, junior environment artist at Foundry 42. Dude. Freaking warm. Roasty. I mean, look at my arm. Look at that. I don't know if you can... Toasted J-Star. Okay. Michael. Good sir. Got that farmer's tan. Stylized building. Looks pretty... It's pretty straightforward. I don't really have too much to say on it. It's also 7 months old. I think what I'm going to start doing is focusing on people's... not safe for work. People's work that's 6 months or earlier. For detailed stuff. As like things 6 months and older will probably not reflect much about where you're currently at. Unless your most recent stuff is 6 months and older, of course, right? Anyways, I mean, this looks pretty standard. Looks good to me. There's some little angular, at least in this view. Hey, thanks for that follow. Is it Dinah Rien? Yeah, edge wear is a little strong. This angle is actually quite good. I think getting an AO in this material is going to help separate those pieces out a little bit more. Feels a little washed. That actually looks like it might be your roughness being sRGB. Could be wrong. Anywho, onward. All right, this one is 4 months old. So this looks cool. We've got a little animated thingamabob as well. Dude, I love the effects. You can do these effects in Marmoset now, right? Soren, what's going on, man? How you doing? Soren, nice to see you. Yeah, nice presentation. I love the fact that like you could have like effects or particles in your scene. What's up, Kyle? That is really good. Edge damage is not as uniform. It still has areas of pretty uniform damage, but in general, it's kind of broken up a little bit more than it has been before. I like the fact that I'm not seeing any symmetry of mask or details on the front, so that's really good. I think it's the edge wear is the thing that's sticking out to me the most, as it's like showing uniformly a metalness on like edge highlights, and it's like everything that's kind of metally is taking away from the fully exposed metal, which is these pipes and maybe this back piece here. The other stuff you want, like if you remove a lot of that chipping away, you're going to be able to see more of where the actual metal is. I mean, of course it's all metal. It's all heavy metal. The only other thing I would say is maybe like taking this rock and trying to make it less round, just because like a rock that's round like that maybe blew off of a building. Yeah, I mean, close up this is looking pretty good. Nice particles too. Looks like they could utilize a little bit of volumetrics. Dude, I'm no effects artist though. We've got some effects artists on our Discord now if you want to ask them about particles and whatnot. All right. Oh, yeah, this scene's huge. So this scene is really cool. I was actually looking at it the other day just to kind of like get some ideas for things to say. Initially, I'll say that the details are pretty awesome. Overall, it is quite busy. There's some things you can do to alleviate that. So like obviously this area back here is pretty dark. You don't want it going full black. You got to be careful with the full black values. But the ground piece here, you have these like dark separation areas between the panels. Committing to like just making the panels meet or having another metal detail between that will immediately make this area easier on the eyes as far as like detail and rest goes. Like there's not really a reason why the separate, like the cross on the panels needs to be darker than the rest of the material. All it's doing is adding more noise to what could be a surface that your eyes can relax on. If that makes sense. I really like the use of the effects in the background here. That's pretty cool. Again, your edge wear is very, very uniform. I would think about edge wear happening where actually occurs. Where? Where? So like thinking about like where people's feet go, where like actual scuffing would occur, that would cause the chip or the paint to chip away. It's really important, I think, to help ground the damage that's occurring instead of being so uniform. Dude, props for the doing UI on your propping as well. That's like something that a lot of people like. It looks like you thought about how stuff would lay out on it, which is pretty cool. So that's really good. This type of stuff will help bring a scene to scale, so you can make sense of like how large or small something actually is. Another thing I would say is with the UI being like that, I imagine someone standing here is maybe about this tall and is like touching the screen, you know. But down here, like this grate pattern is so big that those are like, it's 5 like, I don't know, great lifted pieces to a shoe is the idea I'm getting. And it looks strange that it's like those ones are wide, but then these ones feel narrow. So I think tiling those more is also going to help with not only scale, but making this area feel like not as busy. And think about pushing a different roughness value for your paint versus the roughness of the metal. I see it a little bit. There's a separation there, but like having the reflection on the metal on the paint be wider, like the roughness be more rough on the paint, and then the metal being a little bit more reflective, it's gonna go a long ways for helping make the scene not as busy. Like, see, that highlight is pretty tight. I think if it was maybe like that big and more diffused because the roughness is more rough, visually you'll get a much easier on the eyes scene and easier to read. Materials have more definition, and again, the metals end up popping more because the paint is that much more separated from the metal. Horizon Zero Dawn Log Cabin. So this one's pretty cool. I was looking at this one, I was like, oh yeah, definitely leveling up your game. Definitely leveling up your game. So this one's from 3 months ago. Bear Rug looks pretty good. Maybe a little thick. I'm not sure. And it might just be like you just need to get. You could use subsurface to kind of soften the edge there, and then it could stay that thick. So that way it kind of fakes the light. What's up, Axel? Fakes light going through the fur. This chair feels a little wobbly in how much the wood is warping. So maybe like tone that down. And then like the way the floor, I think I heard a siren. The way the floor is separated is very hard on the eyes. I guess you probably had some reference. Oh, see, these shots are cool. You see how like the wood is a different roughness from the metal, so the metal starts to pop even further out. If you can get the paint to be different from the wood, like an in-between between the wood and the metal, you get some nice, like, really zoomed in today. Yeah, you like that? This is how close we are now. No, I brought the camera, like, way closer. Anywho, this scene's pretty solid. I think getting rid of these, like, weird lines on the floor, and maybe even toning down the noise on the floor. I know you want to do those deep cracks between the wood panels, but like it really pulls your eye away from like everything else. Like there's no areas for your eyes to rest. This head looks pretty cool. I like the idea behind it too. It's pretty dope. Yeah, compositionally, I mean, it looks pretty good. I think these candles may be a little too bright, which is causing the scene to be, um, how would you say it? It's making the scene all like on one plane of visibility, whereas like obviously this would be bright because it's a candle, but then this area would be bright, and then back here it's gonna get a little darker. I tried to get a little bit more prepared this time with like having some apps open, so I didn't have to sit there waiting on them to load. Oh, see, I don't even know. I think that is back there. I'll just do that. Like you see, like how much more things get separated out when you actually get a little bit of darkness behind there. Like that's probably a little too dark, but and then you're still getting the you're still getting the highlight from the like maybe you even want that brighter. No, wait. Oh, I see what's going on. Too bright. Anyways, you get the idea. And the brightness of this should be the same as here. So with the edge being so sharp, you probably want to like get some type of glow going on. Nice. Nice. Anywho, yeah, this is Photoshop. What lie did you click on? What lie did I click on? Nice, Butcher. You want to do what I do? Let's join. I want to say join the Discord or like message me. Join the Discord and DM me, and we can get that type of stuff sorted out. Right now, I'm trying to blast through portfolios. That way, people get portfolio reviews. But I really would like to talk to you about that, just because, like, if you're really into it, I'm totally down to talk about how you start to go down that road. I should probably make a video on that separately. Anywho, this portfolio, obviously, you're getting better and better and better. This one's from 3 months ago, so I anticipate with this one being 3 months as well, and this one's 4 months. I think we should be expecting another scene from you soon, if you're not too busy working. I think your work has gotten much stronger, and I think all you're really needing to focus on is composition of where your eyes can rest and where there's detail. Like, always think about areas for eyes to rest and areas for eyes to like focus on details. And in the real world, a lot of the times the ground is the biggest plane of nothing happening, and it's the props breaking up on the surface that cause the detail on the ground. Log cabin, obviously a little different story, but look at references of log cabins. My personal opinion is I always thought Horizon Zero Dawn was overly noisy, so if you're looking at references from their stuff, then it's then I guess you're nailing it, because I do see, when I look at it, I see Horizon Zero Dawn, so that's cool. All right, let's get to the next portfolio. I will be right back. Oh, we don't need that counter.